Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Play Yo-Yo. This is episode 13. I'm Mike Montgomery. I'm going to be learning a trick called the Darth Vader Laceration. It is by a guy who goes by the name of Tatsunari Kado. Dude who does insane tricks. And I really hope I can figure this one out. The trick was suggested by Mr. Gingerpants of the reddit.com/r/throwers community. So this is another one of those tricks where, like in Janos's Paprika, 5 things are happening at once. So, starts out with a pinwheel, and he drops it down to a nothing. And then he goes like this. And a bunch of stuff happens, and suddenly there's a face of Darth Vader. I might have to roll up my sleeves for this one. Starting to get an idea of what's going on, but it's not working out that well. I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm noticing about what he is doing. I notice that he's doing a pinwheel. I notice that he's whipping the string around. I notice that as the string is over here, he seems to be reaching it over here and pulling it underneath the yo-yo. I notice that this hand is up like this, waiting for the string to come around and somehow wrap around his index finger. The string seems to wrap around his wrist. There's a lot that's going on here, so it's hard for me to put all the things that I'm noticing together. It's going to take a little bit of time. That hand goes right there, dragging this loop over. I keep on seeing what looks like this happening. I feel like there should be something on top of that index finger. Like that. I feel like it'll eventually look like that. But that doesn't leave me with a Darth Vader looking face. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Boom. This is a hard one. Mucho hardero. Probably the hardest trick I've learned to date. Thanks a lot, Mr. Gingerpants. Gosh. It's gonna be really cool when I figure it out. I need to go back and figure out, does this string or does this string go under the yo-yo? I don't know how much that will help, but that will be like 3% more of the trick that I'd have to figure out later. So, from what I can see, the string right here is the one that ends up underneath the yo-yo. It's the one that's going down this side of the index finger of his free hand. So, how do I get that to come around and land on all of this? Pretty sure it ends up like that. I just don't know how to get it to do it. That does not look like a Darth Vader face. I'm trying to do this a little bit at a time. So, the laceration comes over. While that's over, he grabs onto there. As you can see, that makes that whip around again. Goes a little bit faster. I think that is a key to getting it around my wrist again. I can see that he's going like this. I can see that I'm going to get a horrible knot if I don't fix this right now. Gotta watch out for your string tension. I can see what I'm trying to accomplish and I can't get my fingers to do it. So while that is over there, while this loop is sitting on this side of the yo-yo, he takes the index finger of his free hand and he grabs the string that, well, from what I could see, is coming down from the middle finger of his throw hand. When he does that, it makes everything loop around his hands a lot faster. He seems to undercut the yo-yo with that string, and while everything's looping around faster, and the yo-yo sits on there, it appears that everything kind of loops over his wrist and over his index finger, leaving him with something that looks kind of like this. From there, I'm not 100% sure about what he does. I know it looks like kind of curves his finger, maybe he brings this through. I'm not really positive. I know it makes a bad knot. This is a tough as heck trick. Yo. I must figure it out. Laceration to Darth Vader's face? Hell yeah, Star Wars is about to come out. Starting to get a better idea of what's going on in the trick. The only problem is I still can't make my hands do what my brain sees. If you haven't noticed, my beard got shorter. It's actually been 4 days since I last recorded. So when the guy is doing his laceration and the string's over there, he grabs the string, which seems to make it spin faster. I've noticed that when he does that, he points this hand like this. I've noticed that this extra loop that goes around again goes between his index finger and thumb and his body. So it's going through on this side, like that. I've noticed that as it comes over the top, it drapes around his wrist, but it also drapes over his index finger. It lands on this string that's going around, that was originally going around the index finger of his free hand. Basically does something like this. Technically, that is actually lower. I've noticed that he curls his finger in, he drops this off, and somehow he ends up with his Darth Vader looking face. I'm not that far yet. Right now my goal is to just get this weird looking wrist mount thing going on from the laceration. Not exactly the easiest thing I've ever done, but like I said, it's hard to get my hands to cooperate with what my eyes are seeing. I've also noticed that if I let the yo-yo go higher, it makes it easier to get it onto this string over here. I think I need to focus on making sure it goes high every time, no matter what, even if I know I'm not going to hit it or land it. That seems to be a key point in making sure that the strings make it around. But if I don't give it the height it needs, it doesn't really give it a chance to go around. Like, that's dangerously close to what I needed it to do, I think. There were a few questions asked. One of the questions for Let's Play Yo-Yo episode 13 was by Cuniculata, blah blah blah, who asked, when was the last time you were clean shaven or beardless, and can I see a photo of you sans beard? Well, I'll have a picture of me without the beard pop up, and I don't remember when it was. Probably more than 2 years ago. Kevin Dama asked, have you ever thought about competing? Why haven't you, and what's your whole take on the competitive scene? Well, Mr. Kevin Dama, I used to compete a lot, or a lot more than I do now. I guess when I had my parental sponsorship, if you want to call it that. My parents would actually take me to yo-yo contests when I was younger. Well, the first big one I went to was the 2004 U.S. National Contest in Chico. That one, I'm pretty sure I made it up on stage. Might have been like mid-30s or way lower than that because I sucked that year. After that, I went to a ton. There was the Inland Empire Contest. There was the Pacific Northwest Contest, which just got started that year. Competed in that the first year, the second year. I took a break, went back I think 2 years later. And then I went, last time was in 2012, that's actually when I picked up my sponsorship with Monkey Finger Design. After that, I've been to California States, where I mostly filmed freestyles. I would like to compete still. I like the idea of going again, even if it was to just watch, that would be pretty rad. I feel like... So this looks really close to what I'm trying to pull off here. The only problem is I don't know. It looks like in the videos, he goes like this and drops everything off of here to get his Darth Vader thing. But I feel like if I do that, it's just basically going to leave me with an Eiffel Tower, which I don't want to do. So anyhow, that is the closest I've gotten to landing that laceration so far. For all I know, that technically was it, and I just didn't get that loop all the way around. I'll have to keep on working on it and see what I can come up with. It's been 4 months since I last recorded anything for this video, so it's been a little while. In that time, I've gotten a lot closer to landing the trick. It's just really hard for it to show. You can kind of see the Vader mask in there. It's not pretty, but it's in there. So at this point, my goal is to land it in one nice fluid motion. So that's probably the closest I've got to hitting it so far in this session. Apparently a key to hitting this nicely is to hold your hands closer together so that as that's whipping around you, there's more of that loop to go around your wrist and around the yo-yo. Well, I will try to incorporate that. You know, what's funny is the last episode that came out with Tyler in it was filmed in 2014 and published in 2015. I started filming this in October of 2015. It is now March of 2016. There's your Vader mask. And there's your catch. Holy cow, that is a tough trick. So that was the laceration to Darth Vader mask trick. I cannot believe how difficult that was. Thank you, Mr. Gingerpants, for suggesting it. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure that you subscribe. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below. If you want to suggest a trick, leave it in the comments. I'm going to go and figure out what trick I want to learn next. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you guys in the next Let's Play Yo-Yo video. Bye.